Well, this video is all about boost and how much boost is too much. Well, that's the title of it anyhow. As a preliminary discussion point, I thought I'd just point out on the 79 series, the boost is controlled by a vacuum controlled actuator. And I'm going to talk about that very briefly because I've had problems with it before, and if you have a look at some of my videos about boost fluctuation, you'll know what I'm talking about. The boost is principally controlled by this little valve here. I think Toyota call it an electronic vacuum control solenoid. Boost control valve. A little electrical connector. It's hooked up to the ECU. That's an air filter, or a filter at least anyhow. I have the output line here, which goes down to the vacuum actuator on the turbo. So that'll determine where the vane position is in the turbo and how much exhaust gas is being directed over the vanes, viz how much boost you're going to get. The other side is the vacuum supply side, and it comes down here to this pipe. Over this side, it goes to the vacuum pump, and I'll show you where that is. So that's the pipe that comes out. And the vacuum pump is this little beast in here. The other side of the vacuum line goes over to vacuum, how could I describe it? Tank, I suppose. Ends up coming out down in there where my hand is. That's the vacuum tank. And the output side of the vacuum tank is where you can see it, my finger there. It's been blocked off on mine, but that goes up to the vacuum booster on a normal 79 series with a vacuum assisted brake booster. I've got the hydraulic one, of course. So what controls the boost? The ECU, ultimately. It doesn't just rely on the ECU. The ECU also picks up various sensor triggers, like the map sensor up on the single entry. Temperatures from the exhaust, and various other sensors like throttle position and things like that. Just up to the weighbridge to see how fat we are. I'll be speaking to the weighbridge operator shortly. Going. Just come to see how fat I am.
You just had lunch. Was it on 0 when you come on? Sometimes it sits on 0.2 or 0.02.
Is it? Oh, I couldn't see it from out there. Alright. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Come get back around.
It's a lot of weight.
3.5 tonne.
Yeah. Big lunch.
How you going, punters? Just a little bit of a talk session on this, how much boost is too much boost, and I'm only going to speak from the VDJ 70 perspective. Standard VDJ 70 is rated at about 8 to 10 PSI. I think the manufacturer states that the standard power output is about 430 Newton meters, and between 90 to 120 road kilowatts, so that's at the tyres. I know that when I've had the tunes done on my Landcruiser, both tuners, because I've used two different tuning facilities, have stated that the power at the wheels was about 101 kilowatts. I'm not sure that I got 430 Newton meters at the tyres though. I've got 33-inch tyres, so that'll affect the output in any event. GTurbo have some great information on their website. I'll put some information, or I'll put a link in the comments from the website from the VDJ 70. They also do turbos not only for the Toyotas but other makes and models as well, so have a look at that. I certainly don't want to operate a vehicle outside the specs. You're only going to invite engine wear and potential adverse costs which means less strengths later for you. And your missus probably won't be happy either. GTurbo currently have 3 turbos listed on the website from memory, available from the VDJ70. One's a standard, they say it's a standard turbo, and then they have 2 other models. But if you look further into their website, you'll actually find likely 5 are the original rated boosters, 12 psi. Operating range is about 7 to 18 psi, and their top of the range they call BBX. Its design boost is about 40 psi, and operating range 12 to 36 psi. The low torque specs between the original and their top range. Well, GTurbo don't give a low torque spec on it, but they give a high torque spec, 430 Newton meters. As I've mentioned, I don't know that I had 430 Newton meters at my wheels on the dyno standard anyhow. And the low torque on the top end of their turbo range is stated to be 900 Newton meters, and the high torque parameter is about 1300 Newton meters. That's a lot of stuff to be generating out of your backyard tyres. Now, I'll put a link in the website to GTurbo because they have some pretty good information there, and if you're looking for a good quality product, I don't think you go past that. I've certainly looked at their turbos when I was having the turbo boost fluctuation problems. I'll put a link in the comments as well about that video that I did as well. That's really all I wanted to talk about. How much boost is too much boost? How much money are you going to spend, and how long do you want your engine to last? That's really questions you need to answer. Anyhow, until next time, punters. Cheers.